just don't feel right playing around with the gadgets and games here when there are robots to rescue. Please, let's start a mission. No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot. During the ancient Olympic Games, all wars would come to a stop and a truce would be called for 3 months. That gave the soldiers enough time to travel to the games, compete, and then return home to continue fighting. What did athletes at the ancient Olympics get for winning?
A prize that would make anyone run faster and jump higher. A bouquet of flowers and a diamond tiara. Here I am, Miss Olympic Games.
Yes, that's absolutely right, Polly. The winners at the first Olympics were treated like beauty queens. Oh, no. Polly's gone too far this time. If she gets her way, the strong and brave ancient Olympians will be treated like beauty queens. You can't run a marathon in high heels. Well, not very well, at least. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
What a spoil-sport, Snootly. But if you want to try to ruin my fun, first you'll have to find 4 clues. A pigeon, a torch, 2 masks, and a piece of pottery. I sent Rhonda Robot back in time. She's the reigning robot beauty queen.
Rhonda Robot. She's won the Miss Silicon Chip contest 3 years running. Now that's talent. We better work extra hard to rescue Rhonda from Polly's wicked ways and save the Olympics while we're at it. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the painting gallery. There's also a mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. You must like art. Remember, click on the machine to look through the virtual collection, or click on the painting gallery to create your own masterpiece.
Just make sure you leave everything the way you find it, not like Polly, always creating a mess.
Yes, there's a clue in the virtual collection. Let's check it out.
Okay, Botley and Company. There is a clue in the virtual collection. You just have to figure out where.
Would it be too much to ask you for a little hand, Polly?
Quick, Snotley. What U.S. state is famous for its peaches?
Peaches from Georgia are famous all around the world, and Georgia happens to be the first name of an artist whose portrait I love. Let's go.
See that drum on the right side of the machine? That displays tiny pictures of all the works in the collection. If you click on any of the pictures, Mrs. Beasley will tell you a little bit about it and help you decide if it's the work you want to see. If the work you want isn't on the display, pull this lever to check out a different category. Mrs. Beasley, can you remind my friend about which of the professor's works of art we're looking for?
You're looking for a portrait of an artist named Georgia. This landscape painting of a stormy sea is really a seascape, not a landscape. This artist grew up studying the river valley where he grew up. His realistic landscape paintings are the fruits of his study. This still life with apples was painted by Cézanne. This is a still life of a plate of fish. Nothing strange there, but isn't it odd how the plate seems to float in the air? This is a Dutch still life. 300 years ago, the painters in Holland perfected the art of realistically painting flowers. This piece of decorated pottery is called porcelain. Porcelain was first invented in China. This is a portrait of the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. Her paintings are beautiful, and so is this photograph. Over time, photographs have become the most popular way of capturing a person's portrait. This portrait is a photograph of one of America's most important artists, Georgia O'Keeffe, standing in front of one of her beautiful paintings. Did you notice the regal profile of her face? Georgia O'Keeffe moved to New Mexico and began painting mysterious images of the desert landscape around her.
Hey, that was a lucky guess. And according to Polly's Book of Rules, which was written by yours truly, lucky guesses don't count. So there. Nope. You'll have to work a lot harder than that to win.
Uh-oh. It's a puzzle Polly thinks only she's smart enough to finish. But I think you can do it too. You just have to line up the tiles so that all their sides match. Click on any puzzle piece to lift it off the display. Then click on any other piece and they'll change places. All the pieces aren't right side up though, so sometimes you'll have to rotate them. You can do that by hitting the rotate button right there at the bottom of the display. While you're playing, Mrs. Beasley will tell you stuff about what you're looking at. She knows everything there is to know about the works of art Polly used to create this puzzle.
Oh, this is a beautiful puzzle filled with things made by Native Americans. Some of my favorite pieces are here.
Now grab the clue and we're out of here. Fantastic! Stand back now while I sense the place out. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the painting gallery. Back in the painting gallery. Hey, Polly!
So are you ready to paint me a picture or what? See if you can figure this out. The frog in the woods. Every year in the woods, frogs hold a contest to see who can jump the highest. They just jump up and down over and over again. Some jump up high while others aren't so good.
Click on an empty frame to start something new. We need to give Polly exactly what she asks for, or else. Click on the card on the lower left corner if you want to refresh your memory. Good work! It seems you got the painting right. Grab the clue and put it in the inventory. Then let's move on. Beautiful job! Just pick up the clue and Okay, there aren't any mission clues on this floor. Let's go searching on another floor. Sensors on! I'm gonna run a sweep of this floor. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the shrinking machine room. Now we're back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
I'm here to help if you need me.
Yeah. So I hid a mission clue in one of the specimens. Still, you'll never find it unless you can figure out this hint. Dopey Egbert likes to go canoeing upstream with this crazy specimen. They shoot the rapids the wrong way.
Actually, I avoid the water for fear of rust.
Here's Polly's hint. Which specimen is known for swimming upstream?
Salmon. The salmon is an amazing fish. When it's time to breed, the salmon swims upstream to the place where it was born. Shooting the rapids the wrong way tires the salmon out. As soon as it breeds, it dies from exhaustion.
Do you think that's the right specimen? If so, just click on the microscope on the floor.
Happy trails!
Later! Back here again, and besides a slight headache, I'm feeling okay. I won't last more than 10 rounds in here, so you have to work quick. Click on the mouse to launch me. Lift off! That's it. Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Then, on to complete this mission. Let's move on. There's no mission clue here. Careful now, I'm going to sense around here. No doubt about it, there's a clue in the observatory. NASA has nothing over Professor Spark. Just take a look at this place. It's here that the professor conducts all his top-secret astronomical experiments. Way ahead of his time, of course. Hey, did you know that the professor landed a rocket ship on the moon years before Neil Armstrong ever set foot on it? Just kidding.
I guess you could say that you can get a mission clue here, but it's not exactly in this room. In fact, it's not even in this solar system, because I used one of Daddy's rockets to ship it into deep space. Special delivery. You won't find it by just looking around the void. You'll have to figure out exactly where to look.
How do we do that, Polly? Space is a big place.
Well, just because I'm such a nice girl, I'll give you a teeny-meeny hint. There you go. I just sent the hint flying off toward the new black hole Daddy recently discovered. If you really work fast, you might rescue the hint before it gets sucked up into another dimension. Then again, maybe you'll fail. Scary, huh?
Don't worry, we might have a chance. Professor Spark recently launched a whole series of space probes into the black hole. I think we can use it to intercept Polly's radio transmission. Just click on the telescope and we'll get started. Is this cool or what? 1 minute we're in Professor Spark's observatory, and the next we're looking into space 300,000 light years away at a humongous black hole. See that? That was Polly's radio transmission, and the radio waves circling inside the black hole is part of Polly's hint. Unless you blast it out of there, it's going to get sucked into a different dimension. That's one of Professor Spark's space probes. Don't worry, it's strong enough to resist the intense gravitational pull of the black hole, and it packs laser beams powerful enough to knock Polly's radio transmission to safety. You can actually spin the ship by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. To shoot the ship's laser beam, press the spacebar on your keyboard. Whenever you hit a radio transmission packet head-on, you'll knock it 1 light year away from the center of the black hole. When you collect 4 radio packets, you've got Polly's entire hint, ready for unscrambling. Fantastic! You destroyed an asteroid! Nice shoot! Another asteroid, but great, we have all the packets. Now we have to decode Polly's message. This is the professor's alien transmission decoding device. It comes in handy when it comes to decoding transmissions from extraterrestrial beings. The catch is, he hasn't yet found any alien transmissions to decode. Still, we can use it to read Polly's hint. I guess you can call that an alien transmission. Here comes the radio transmission you intercepted from the grip of the black hole. What a drag. Polly's hint is all scrambled. The words aren't in the right order. Polly's not an alien, technically, but we can still use the professor's alien decoder to unscramble her hint. What you need to do is rearrange the words so they create a sentence that makes sense. You know, a subject is usually followed by a verb and all that stuff you learned at school. Hey, you make quick sense out of that messy sentence. Not done yet. There's more to figure out. Hey, you make quick sense out of that messy sentence. Almost there, but it seems Polly left a grammatical booby trap. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! Decoding operation is completed. You broke the code.
I made the days longer than the nights. I made flowers grow tall and days grow warm. How did I do all these things? I brought spring to ancient people.
Great! You unscrambled Polly's hint. Now let's go to the star chart and figure out where she sent our clue. This is the professor's star chart. It's really like a map that shows the locations of all the billions of stars that we can see from Earth. Of course, there are billions more we can't see. In the old days, people used to navigate by the stars. This map would have come in handy then. Move the pointer over any of the constellations to find out their names. If you want to know more about one of the constellations, just click on it.
Orion the Hunter is the brightest constellation in the winter sky, and in Greek mythology, the most handsome man in the world. He is the easiest to pick out. Look for his uplifted club in one hand, his feet widespread, and his belt around his waist. Cetus is a sea monster who in Greek mythology was killed by the hero Perseus. Pyxis is a ship's compass. Carina represents the keel of Jason's ship. Eridanus is a mythical river that flows across the night sky. Aquarius means water-bearer in Latin. Grus is a long-necked crane. Perseus is a hero famous in Greek mythology for killing the monster Medusa. Cancer is the Latin name for crab. Can you see the crab's claws? Cancer is also the dimmest constellation in the zodiac. It is almost impossible to see with the naked eye. Bures is one of the oldest constellations, sometimes called the hunter or the herdsman. He follows the great bear and keeps all the other heavenly animals together in the sky. Cassiopeia was the wife of a king. In Greek mythology, she was punished by the sea god Poseidon. Perseus is a hero famous in Greek myth. Pisces is the last constellation. Andromeda was almost killed by a sea monster in Greek mythology, but luckily she was saved. Pegasus is the winged horse. Neptune invented him. Delphinus is the dolphin of the heavens, placed there by the great. Cygnus is the swan who flies through the. Hercules stands in the night sky, holding a mighty club. Corona Borealis is a golden crown in the sky, made by the Greek god of fire. Ursa Minor is the little cousin of Ursa Major. Known as the Little Bear, Ursa Minor looks like a small Auriga couldn't walk, so he invented a chariot to carry him around. 4 horses pulled the beautiful chariot. It worked so well that the gods honored Auriga by placing his image in the night sky. Virgo was a beautiful young woman who in Greek mythology left the earth because humans acted so badly. Virgo's star, Spica, is one of the brightest stars in the sky. Leo the lion is the 5th constellation in the zodiac. Leo doesn't really look like a lion, though. Some people think he looks like a backwards question mark. Perseus is a hero famous in Greek mythology for killing the monster Medusa. Andromeda was almost killed by a sea monster. Cassiopeia was the wife of a king. In Greek mythology, Draco is the dragon who guarded the golden apples of Hera. Corona Borealis. Hercules stands in the night. Cygnus is the swan. Pupus represents the stern or back of the. Crux is the Southern Cross, and although it's the smallest of all the constellations, it was used by sailors to point to the South Pole. Hydrus is the little cousin of Hydra. Centaurus is named after the mythical beast called centaurs. Centaurs were savage creatures that were men from the waist up, but horses from the waist down. Tucana is named after the beautiful toucan. A grouse is a long-necked crane. A Capricorn is a goat with the tail of a fish. Sagittarius represents Chiron, the king of the centaur. Scorpio is the shape of a scorpion with its tail curved upward to sting. Vela is the sails of Jason's ship. Pyxis, Pupus represents the stern or back of the Argo. The Orion the hunter is the brightest constellation in the winter sky, and in Greek mythology, the most handsome man in the world. He is the easiest to pick. Hydrus is the little cousin of Hydra. Grus. Aquarius means water. Cetus is a sea monster who in Greek mythology was killed by the hero Perseus. Eridanus is a mythical river that flows across the night sky. When once the son of Helios, god of the sun, Carina represents the keel of Jason's ship, the Argo. Without a keel, a ship would sink into the ocean. Ares looks like a powerful ram, but its stars don't twinkle brightly. Still, it was the most important constellation to ancient people. When Ares appeared in the sky just before dawn, people knew that winter was coming to an end.
Hear that? You must be right. And here comes the spaceship. We made it! All right, now put the clue into the inventory for safekeeping, then head on out. The world depends on us. All right, we got all the mission clues. Now all we need is enough invention points. We need 1,000 total. We're gonna have to play some of the games on this floor to win some more points. Since we need more points, why don't we play a game on this floor while we're here? This is the mountain's electric generator. Pretty impressive, huh? Professor Spark invented it so that he could produce all the electricity he needs to run the gadgets here in the mountain. And believe me, this place needs a lot of juice. It basically runs with batteries, but these aren't like the batteries on your flashlight at home. When used in the correct combinations, these batteries pack a big enough wallop to kick this generator into gear. See the monitors on those tubes? Each one has a specific battery requirement, so that when magnified together, the batteries are equal to the value on the monitor. The trick is to pick the right combination of two batteries. When you get all the batteries in place, the generator will produce electricity. You have to think fast, though, and work your way through both rings to get the generator going, because those batteries will run out of juice if you make them pull all the weight for too long. Okay, now you do it. Put the correct batteries in place. Terrific! Now on to ring number 2. Fantastic! You finished the second Now hold on tight, because we're about to get a mega power surge. That's always so cool. Now back to saving the world. That was the last of Polly's mission clues, but we'll never be able to work the time machine if we don't get some more invention points. We need 1,000 total. This is the door to the kitchen. Everyone eats here. Polly, her dad, and of course, all us robots. The professor put a lock on it months ago because some of the robots were getting a little gluttonous. I mean, they'd eat all the time if they could. I used to know the combination, but it looks like Polly's changed this lock. You can figure out the combination if you can figure out the math problems that appear on the door. That's Mort peeking out from inside. He's one of the nicer robots around here, but he gets a little cranky when he hasn't eaten.
Thank goodness you're here. My stomach's rumbling, and I don't know how to cook.
Click on the arrows on the tiles at the bottom of the equation. The up arrows will increase the number. The down arrows will decrease it. When you think you've got the correct number in the tile, click the glowing Enter button beneath it. If you want, you can also enter numbers using your keyboard. Then press Enter. You got the first lock. 2 more to go. We've got everything we need to complete this mission. We should go to the time machine to complete this mission. We've got everything we need. Take a deep breath and click on the time machine door back there. All right, things are going well. We're back at mission control. But before we do anything else, we need to use the wheel of invention. Applause, applause! Hey, you're doing great. Start the wheel a spinning by clicking the on button.
Welcome once again to the game show where history's on TV and Polly's got the clicker. In this exciting episode, we'll search for lovely Rhonda Robot back in time. Your first clue is a cute pigeon, and it will lead you to what this mission is all about. Pigeons have invented a special way of drinking water. Most birds drink by scooping up water with their beaks. The pigeon uses its beak like a straw. It's the only bird in the world that actually sucks up water. Pigeons are in the same bird family as which other bird? Right! In fact, pigeons and doves are 2 names for the same exact bird. Like some other birds, doves have a special symbolic meaning for people. The American bald eagle, for example, stands for freedom. The dove is the universal symbol of what? Good job! Ho-ho! For thousands of years, the dove has stood for peace. It is a symbol of international cooperation among countries choosing peace over war. What sports event is played to promote peace? Gold medal answer. The Olympics are played by people throughout the world to encourage peace. That's why doves are released at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, because they symbolize peace.
Ha! So Polly sent Rhonda Robot to the Olympics. You're headed for a medal. Keep going.
The next clue is a torch. The torch will light the way to where the Olympics were first played. Making fire was a huge step for mankind. Here was an awesome form of energy that was finally in our power. No wonder that fire has taken on so much meaning and importance for people. Even the Olympic Games open with a spectacular celebration of fire. How does the Olympic torch get into the Olympic Stadium? That's right! Ho-ho! Runners carry the torch around the globe and into the Olympic Stadium where the Olympic flame is lit. The runners represent the countries competing in the Olympics. Runners from countries all over the world train to compete in the Olympics. Approximately how many countries compete in the modern Olympics? No, that's great! About 120 countries participate in the Olympics, including the country hosting the Games. The Olympic torch is always lit in which of those 120 countries? Yes! The Olympic torch is always lit in Greece because the first Olympics were played in ancient Greece. The torch symbolizes the constant renewal of the Olympic spirit.
Pack your bags. Looks like we have to go to Greece to find Rhonda Robot at the Olympics.
2 masks are your next clue. They will lead you to who invented the Olympics. These masks represent 2 types of plays invented for the theater. The laughing mask represents plays that are comedies. Comedies have funny jokes and happy endings. The mask with the sad face represents what kind of plays? That's right! Ho-ho! Tragedies are plays with unhappy endings. If you were going to write a play, you'd have to decide whether you wanted to write a comedy, a tragedy, or a mixture of the 2. If you wrote a tragedy for the theater, what would people call you? Yup, dramatists have been writing plays for a long time. The world's first dramatists wrote plays in honor of a god called Dionysus. Who were the world's first dramatists? Great job! Ho-ho! The ancient Greeks invented drama as we know it today. For the Greeks, drama was a religious festival. The ancient Greeks had another religious festival. They called it the Olympics.
Perfect. Now we know who invented the Olympics. Rhonda Robot, we are coming your way.
All right, the final clue is pottery, and it will tell you when the Olympics were first held. Heating clay dug from the ground transforms gooey wet mud into hard, waterproof, long-lasting pottery. People in the Middle East made the first pots and plates out of pottery 9,000 years ago. What's another name for pottery in general? That's right! Ho-ho! Many ancient pots and plates have been found because ceramics are hard and last a long time. Scholars dig up ancient ceramics to find clues about ancient life. What do you call the study of ancient ceramics and other objects? That's right. Archaeologists study ancient human societies by looking at the things they made. An archaeologist would most likely study a society from what year? That's right. Ho-ho! And 776 BC was the date of the very first Olympic Games, which began as a religious festival. We know about the first Olympics thanks to archaeologists who dug up the ancient stadium in Olympia, Greece.
Congratulations. Oh, and pack your toga. It looks like we're headed to the first Olympic Games in ancient Greece in 776 BC. And to rescue poor Rhonda Robot. Fasten your seatbelt and click on me when you're ready to go. Get set for a trip to ancient Greece. We've got front row seats for the very first Olympic Games. Yay! It's the world's first Olympic winner. But boo, it's Rhonda, the beauty queen robot. Look, the next event is the talent competition. There's no mistaking Polly for Miss Congeniality. That poor athlete isn't getting a laurel wreath. That's a diamond tiara and a bouquet of flowers. Hit the recall button before the evening wear competition begins. Much better. You've saved the Olympics from becoming a beauty pageant. Imagine running a marathon in high heels. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest back at the robot roost. And we've added another robot to the collection.
Oh, Botley, you do have a hero complex, don't you? Always wanting to save the world. Just to make you happy, the next mission will be even harder.
All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on the inventory to start a mission. We really should start a mission.